the vice presidential pick, Tim Walz. This guy, I'm telling you, what better pick for radical Islam, the crazy left? This guy is an absolute leftist lunatic and a liar. Now, I've watched pretty much from day one all the criticism from military folks, which I will be critical of some things. I've watched the praise from the left of how progressive he is and all the nonsense. But what the mass media, even some of the pundits have left out, is actually what it takes to become a command sergeant major. Now, we all know his nonsense. He's purported himself to be a retired Army command sergeant major, but nobody's really broken it down. There was a CSM that came on and spoke about replacing him, but nobody's spoken about the process. As a real retired sergeant major, command sergeant major, I will break down the process and explain to you how one comes to this position. So I'm not going to be critical of his career up until the point of E8, first sergeant. Actually, he was field artillery, so he would have been a gunnery sergeant and a battery sergeant. So there had to be some level of competence there, because to be selected for a sergeant major position, whether it be CSM or SGM, and I'll explain the difference here in a minute, your career has to be pretty spot on for your entire career, going through all your NCOS courses, which is non-commissioned officer development courses where you learn your trade, you learn your craft, and your evaluation reports from practicing your craft. So it appears Mr. Walz had a good career up until the point of E8, good enough that he could put in a packet. Now, a packet is a very detailed documentation of your entire military career from day one through current day, with what you've done, how you've done it, the successes you had, to include a photograph of yourself with your Class A uniform on, showing that you know how to put the uniform together, you can stand correct, and having been on a CSM board, you actually have to look like a sergeant major. Now, this is a standard that everyone has been critical of this standard, but many boards, you actually have to look the part of a sergeant major. I've seen guys with stellar careers not get selected because their glasses were crooked or their haircut wasn't perfect. You have to know, be, and do. That's our motto: know, be, and do. You have to be that part. Now, he obviously achieved that because he submitted a packet and was selected. So this selection process goes through a committee, and it goes to HRC, which has a completely separate board. Now, I've seen a lot of talk about, well, you got to go through your personnel officer and you have to do all this stuff. There's a sergeant major board. We're kind of a separate entity within HRC that controls just the E9 class, because it's such a small part of the military. Not everyone will achieve the rank of E9. Not everyone will achieve the rank of command sergeant major. So they have a branch that deals specifically with us that are in the E9 category. So go back to the explanation. You submit your packet, and if you're selected from the board, you get a tentative promotion or a conditional promotion to the rank of SGM. That's a regular sergeant major. That's going to be your operations sergeant major, someone who works as a member of the staff. And it is somewhat of it is a leadership position, but it's not a command position. It's somewhat of a skilled position. Now, once you get that, if you're on track for CSM, you'll get what's called a lateral appointment, and it is an appointment, not a promotion, an appointment to CSM. Now, let's show asset number one up there. As you see from the photo, and you can blow this photo up, there is my appointment to command sergeant major. It is real. It's actually hanging on the wall right in front of me here behind this camera set. And I took a picture of it just to show that it is an appointment, and it is physically signed by the Army Chief of Staff and the Sergeant Major of the Army. That's how important this appointment is. So with that, some of the folks on Twitter, well, how do we know you're a real Sergeant Major? Because I have the documents to prove it. And the orders that promote you are placed on your actual promotion. Now, Walz has none of this. And you only get this from the Sergeant Major's Academy. So after you get your conditional appointment, you'll get an academy date to USASMA, which is United States Army Sergeant Major's Academy. And the academy is the capstone of the Army non-commissioner's officer's career. It's a professional development system. It educates master sergeants, first sergeants to the rank of sergeant major. And it is the capstone of your career as far as education of how the Army works and what the actual role of a sergeant major is. Didn't take much, because every single soldier that has attained the rank of sergeant major and has graduated to Sergeant Major's Academy will live on forever at the United States Army Sergeant Major's Academy, Fort Bliss, Texas. My photo is on that wall. My name is in the book. My class is on that wall. They're in the book. Every single graduation, I think from 2002 or 2003, is actually on video. There is all kinds of proof out there to prove if you attended the Sergeant Major's Academy and attained the rank of Sergeant Major or CSM. Walz did not attend the Academy. I have spoken with the Academy, anonymous sources, because they're not allowed to share derogatory information. But pretty much anybody can call and find out what class number you were, and if you graduated as an SGM or CSM. I mean, the information is there. You live on forever in the Academy. That is my legacy to the military. I will forever live in the Academy. The CSMs and Sergeant Majors that mentored me, I went and found their pictures on the wall at the Academy. They will live on forever in the Sergeant Major's Academy. Walz did not attend, so his conditional appointment was rescinded or revoked. That means on his NGB 22, which is like your National Guard DD 214, he was reduced in rank. Now, this is an administrative reduction in rank back to his previous rank of E8, whether he was a battery sergeant, gunnery sergeant, I don't know what he was, or master sergeant, depending on his job. He would have been one of those titles, but it would have been the rank of E8, which is not a sergeant major. So this guy has spent years lying about his career and saying that he is a retired command sergeant major for the Army. We're going to play a short video here, and I'll finish up after we watch this video. Let's roll this video and watch this man physically frickin' lie year after year after year. Here it is. Go.
This is Congressman Walz. He's a retired sergeant major in the Army.
Retired command sergeant major. Retired sergeant major in the Army. Retired sergeant major.
So he actively knows he is lying, and he has lied his entire military career for this position. He's lied his entire political career for this position. He used something in the military that is the pinnacle of one's NCO career, knowing it's a lie. And he has done this year after year after year. I mean, at what point do you have to challenge his character?
Mike Lindell here, and like you, I see our country being destroyed daily. We face massive economic issues, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are people in power who threaten the values that have made our country great. Well, I've been a believer in gold and silver for a long time, and I've searched for years for a partner that shares my values. Well, Genesis Gold Group showed me how easy it is to protect your IRA, 401k, or your retirement with gold and silver. Their faith-driven approach to service and stewardship is one that stands out from the rest.
To get your free definitive gold guide and get started learning more about investing in gold and protecting your retirement from uncertain times, visit treasureandtrust.com now. Fill out the basic contact form and a member of the team will be in touch. Again, that's treasureandtrust.com or call 855-625-7760.